Hello everyone. Since I'm based in Ethiopia, I'm going to present the current legal framework for the country in education, the Education Sector Development Program 6, the Esdp 6, which covers the period between 2020 and 2025. This is the sixth edition of the program and the first which covers 5 years, while the previous ones were covering 4 years at maximum. The program was developed by the Ethiopian Federal Ministry of Education in cooperation with local and international stakeholders, including donors, in order to provide a highly effective and reliable document. The Esdp 6 is composed of 6 sections. Section 1, Situation Analysis of the Education Sector. Section 2, Developing the Policy Framework and the Priorities and Objectives of the Education Plan. Section 3, Priority Programs, Goals, Objectives, Components, Strategies, and Key Interventions. Section 4, Implementation, Monitoring, and Evaluation. Section 5, Cost and Financing. Section 6, Measure Assumptions, Risks, and Mitigation Strategies. The Esdp 6 originates from the Education and Training Policy of 1994 and from the 20 Years Education Master Plan developed the same year. The program has been developed by Ethiopian Federal Ministry of Education in cooperation with local and international stakeholders. The Education and Training Policy of 1994 was the basis for the Esdp. Following the endorsement of the policy, the Ministry of Education commenced preparation of plans for its implementation. 2 plans were prepared in 1994, the 20 Years Education Master Plan and a 5-year short-term education plan, major intervention with focus on primary education. To carry on the work resulting from these plans, in 1995, the Prime Minister's Office commissioned an Ethiopian consultant to prepare a more comprehensive education sector investment program. In 1996, after the government has approached the World Bank for support in final editing of the document, the Esdp was presented to the consultative group meeting. In terms of strengths, the Esdp 6 summarizes important commitments from the government of Ethiopia. First of all, the government commitment to education is prepared and implemented in line with the Education and Training Roadmap. The Ethiopian government has given due attention to the realization of the roadmap through this strategic plan. There is a remarkable commitment to invest in the introduction of digital technology at all levels. Indeed, the Ethiopian government has a comprehensive vision of development that indicates a strong commitment to this, not only in the education sector, but also at the cross-sectoral level, through its vision of becoming a middle-income country by 2025. Secondly, the Esdp has a focus on quality, inclusion, and equity of the education and lifelong learning opportunities for all to achieve the SDG 4 targets, from the federal to the district level. The contribution of the community and parent-teacher associations, PTAs at school level is also encouraging. In terms of weaknesses of the Esdp 6, we can mention the following. First, the legislation is not clear about the provisions of teachers in terms of placement, career paths, and basic requirements for accessing different grades. Secondly, there is a lack in terms of definition of quality standards applicable to schools across the country in terms of infrastructure and basic requirements in order to ensure a safe and motivating learning environment. Thirdly, there is an issue of complexity when it comes to quality control, at least for the tertiary education. And fourth, the issue of inclusion of students with disabilities is still not clear, as there is a tendency to consider a parallel system which can accommodate the special needs of the student instead of working at a really inclusive system. To conclude, as mentioned before, the Esdp 6 aims at increasing access, improving quality, effectiveness, as well as expanding financial investments in education in Ethiopia. The program covers all stages of the educational process, from pre-primary education to adult and non-formal education, in the effort to be comprehensive and exhaustive. The program provides detailed guidance to schools of all levels in terms of curriculum, teacher certification and licensing, infrastructure, and development. The program also provides information about funding and funding opportunities. This is in brief the presentation in regards to Education Sector Development Program, the Esdp 6 for Ethiopia. Thank you very much.